Welcome to Impact Headlines. China's retaliatory tariffs against the US take effect. US economy holds strong as rates remain unchanged. Spain becomes top performer in the Eurozone. This week, China's retaliatory tariffs on Trump administration's 10% tariff on all Chinese imports officially came into effect. The countermeasures mainly included a 15% levy on US imports of coal and liquefied natural gas to China. China has shown restraint in its counter tariffs, with only over $14 billion worth of US exports compared to $525 billion in Chinese goods hit by US tariffs. In addition to this, China has also launched a formal complaint with the World Trade Organization on this matter. Impact on Sri Lanka. Heightening trade tensions between the US and China could see an increase in preference for Sri Lanka as a business destination, although a wider tariff net will eventually weaken global consumer demand, dampening consumption. A critical concern is that a prolonged trade war may lead to a decline in Chinese investment flows into the country. Additionally, a slowdown may also affect inbound arrivals from China, which currently is Sri Lanka's fifth largest tourist source market. The US economy demonstrated resilience in the fourth quarter of 2024, with real GDP growing at an annualized rate of 2.3%, driven by robust consumer spending. In response, the Federal Reserve maintained the federal funds rate at 4.25 to 4.5% during its January 2025 meeting, following a series of rate cuts totaling 1% in late 2024. Fed Chair Powell noted that while the labor market has cooled, inflation remains elevated, justifying the decision to keep rates steady. The Fed's cautious approach reflects its commitment to balancing economic growth with inflation control. Impact on Sri Lanka. A strong US economy provides a positive backdrop for Sri Lanka's exports to the United States. In 2024, exports to the United States reached $2.9 billion, a 5.5% rise from a year earlier. However, a global trade war from Trump administration's tariff policies could conversely increase inflationary pressures. Stable economic conditions in the US is essential for Sri Lanka to reduce its BOP deficit. The Spanish economy grew 3.2% in 2024, driven by a well-balanced economic model supporting sustainable growth. Meanwhile, regional peers such as France and Italy grew 1.1% and 0.5% respectively, with Germany recording a contraction. Last year, Spain contributed to over 40% of the bloc's growth. Despite this, the overall bloc has stagnated, having grown a mere 0.7% in 2024. Interest rate cuts have shown little effect, with Trump administration's tariff threats looming large on the economy. Impact on Sri Lanka. The Eurozone is a key market for both Sri Lankan exports and tourism. In 2024, exports to the European Union reached $2.7 billion, up 1% from the same period last year. The Eurozone's sluggish growth affects Sri Lanka's export earnings and European tourist inflows. And that's the wrap for this week. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated on the latest developments in Sri Lanka.